So we're back with the normal quality. How are we feeling? Yeah, we're back. Yeah, we're definitely back. Okay, so I was watching Belle, and I was just like, well, I had a few 5-star reads this year, and I'd love to share them with you guys. So yeah, but if you guys want to go check out Belle's, I'm gonna tag her channel in the link below. She's been doing Vlogmas. It's literally amazing. I've been watching it day by day, honestly. But yeah, yesterday she posted just showing you guys all my 5-star reads. Now I would do that, but because I do not own all my 5-star reads, I'm only showing you guys the ones that I own that are 5 stars from me. So let's just go into it because I have 3 stacks of books here, so I think we're gonna be here for a while. Just a quick disclaimer. Okay, this isn't in no particular order. I guess it's just gonna be this first pile right here, since it's closest to me. We're gonna do closest to furthest. So the first book I have to show you guys is If You Had Been With Me. I'm kidding. I just want an excuse to show my special edition, which if you want to go see me unbox that, it's literally the video right before this, I believe. Because I don't think I posted a podcast episode since then. It's literally the video right before this, so go watch that. But for real, it was If You Had Been With Me. It was a 5-star read. It made me cry at first. For the first half of the book, I was like, this is so slow paced. It's like written for children. But then as we go on, I'm like, oh wait, no, it's not. And then we hit the ending and boom. It's like, oh my gosh. It's like they tell you what happens at the beginning, but it's kind of like you get so invested in the story that you forget until the ending comes. And it's just like, oh my gosh. And you just start crying and you're bawling and you're in tears and all that other stuff. So yeah, so since I already read this, I'm gonna read you guys the synopsis. If you had been with me, everything would have been different. Autumn and Finn used to be inseparable, but then something changed, or they changed. Now they do their best to ignore each other. Autumn has her boyfriend Jamie and her close-knit group of friends. Finn has become that boy in school that everyone wants to be around. That still doesn't stop the way Autumn feels every time she and Finn cross paths, and the growing nagging thought that maybe things could have been a bit different. Maybe they should be together. And as time passes, Autumn realizes she might not get another chance to make things right before it's too late. It was an amazing book. Honestly, it was like so many emotions. Tears was like one of them, honestly. So yeah, the next one I have is I'm Glad My Mom Died by Janet McCurdy. This one is a memoir by Janet McCurdy, basically about like the backstory and like what was going on back then when she was like on iCarly and Sam and Cat and like on all these other TV shows, and like when she was on Victorious, because she also went on Victorious for like an episode because she played like Pawnee. I think that was her who played Pawnee. Where I was just like, oh yeah, like the shy girl that tried to take over Tori's life. I'm getting too into this, but she played those characters. But you'll find as you read this book, she never wanted to be an actor. Instead, she wanted to be a, someone who wrote scripts. She didn't want to be in front of the screen. She wanted to be behind it. But her mom forced her into this and also gave her like a whole bunch of like, not diseases, but like disorders, eating disorders. So Janet McCurdy was 6 years old when she had her first acting audition. Her mother's dream was for her only daughter to become a star, and Janet would do anything to make her mother happy. So she went along with what mom called a calorie restriction, eating little and weighing herself 5 times a day. She endured extensive at-home makeovers while mom chided, "Your eyelashes are invisible, okay? You think Dakota Fanning doesn't tint hers?" She was even showered by mom until age 16, and was also forced to share her diaries, email, and her entire income. I'm glad my mom died. Jeanette recounts all this in unflinching detail. Just as she chronicled, guys, I can't read today. What happens when the dream finally comes true? Cast in a new Nickelodeon series called iCarly, she is thrust into fame. The mom is ecstatic, emailing fan club moderators and getting on a first-name basis with the paparazzi. Hi, Gail. Janet is riddled with anxiety, shame, and self-loathing, which manifests into eating disorders, addiction, and a series of unhealthy relationships. These issues only get worse soon. After taking the lead in the iCarly spin-off Sam and Cat alongside Ariana Grande, her mother dies of cancer. Finally, after discovering therapy and quitting acting, Jeanette embarks on recovery and decides for the first time in her life what she really wants. Told with refreshing candor and dark humor, I'm Glad My Mom Died is an inspiring story of resilience, independence, and a joy of shampooing your own hair. LOL. I don't like shampooing my own hair, guys. I think it's a hand workout that we all could live without, but that's just me. Shampooing your hair. Yeah. The next book we have is The Striker by Anna Hong. I actually got the signed indie exclusive version, and I did annotate it a bit, not as much as I usually annotate books, but I was like so wrapped up in this book, and I believe I read this in like 1 or 2 days, and like I was so wrapped up in it that I didn't even think for a second like, oh my gosh, I need to annotate this. But when I did, I took a few good annotations. They weren't like every single page like how I did with Powerless, but it was still really good. So I like this book a lot. It was a really good romance. It was also Anna Hong's first sports romance. It's a soccer romance, and I play soccer, so I was kind of just like, oh my gosh. And I'm also the striker in soccer, so I was like, guys, this is the perfect book for me. Okay, and I feel like there's something else I'm forgetting. This book is also like almost 600 pages, and at first I was like, oh my gosh, chunky book for an Hong romance, but then I'm like, when you read it, you're like, perfect book size. You cannot even tell it's that large, if you're being honest, especially if you're like flying through it. It kind of feels like it's shorter than that. It felt like it was kind of like a 300-page book, if anything, because I was like flying through it. Like I was like this in the book. Every single chance I got, I was reading this in my free time. Every open window I had, it was literally me reading this amazing book. Okay, y'all, I promise if I stutter up here, I'm actually gonna burst into tears. She's the only woman he wants and the only one he can't have. 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙀 Donovan is a living legend, the darling of the Premier League, the arguably greatest footballer in the world. But his reckless antics and recent team transfer have caused much controversy, and when his feud with his rival-turned-teammate cost them a championship, they're forced to bond during off-season cross-training. Surviving the summer shouldn't be hard until Asher meets her new trainer. She's beautiful, talented, and no matter how hard he tries, he can't take his mind off of her. The only problem? She's his rival sister and completely off limits. Okay, let's just read the next one. Scarlett Du Bois is a former prima ballerina whose career was cut short by a tragic accident. Now a teacher at a prestigious dance academy, but still haunted by the ghosts of her past, the last thing she wants is to spend the summer cross-training 𝙤𝙀𝙀 Donovan of all people. She swore she would never date a footballer, but mind you, it's set in the UK, so it says footballer, but it's soccer. She swore to herself, oh my gosh, guys, she swore to herself she would never date a footballer, but when her brother leaves town for an emergency, she finds herself thrown into a dangerously close proximity with the gorgeous, charming striker. Training she can deal with, but falling in love is out of the question, especially when he's the only person with the power to break her heart. Also, the detail about this, like player 7, home is the soccer, guest is literally the ballerina, and it says book 1. Oh my gosh, the literal detail in this book. And also it's like super duper shiny. I don't know, I just love the little details in the cover. The next one is Twisted Love by Anna Hong. Do I even, well actually I do, because there's a lot of bad reviews on this one. I understand why. It was a good book in my opinion. I liked it so much. Fast-paced read. I read it in 1 day. Well, unless you count like the 1 a.m. that I was up, because I finished it at like 1 a.m. the day after, because I started it at like 9 p.m. So technically read it in 4 hours if we're really doing like the mathematics about it. It was a good book, okay? And see, I read this entire thing 4 hours. Literally amazing book. Would recommend. Definitely 10 out of 10. You are the light to my dark sunshine. Without you, I am lost. You guys help me. On this goes is the devil blessed with the face of an angel and cursed with a past he can't escape. Oh my gosh, was that so hard? Was that so hard? Driven by a tragedy that has haunted him for most of his life, his ruthless pursuits for success and vengeance leave little room for matters at heart. Mothers, okay. But when he's forced to look after his best friend's sister, he starts to feel something in his chest, a crack amount of fire that could end his world as he knew it. Period. 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙞𝙀 is a free spirit trapped by nightmares of a childhood she can't remember. But despite her broken past, she never stopped seeing the beauty in the world, including the heart beneath the icy exterior of a man she shouldn't want. Breathe. Breathe out. Calculate the words in your head, please. Sorry, we'll continue. Her brother's best friend, her neighbor, her savior, and her downfall. There's a love... Okay, this is what threw me off, guys. Theirs is... Oh, theirs is a love that was never supposed to happen, guys. I'm like literally off the rocks today. But when it does, it unleashes secrets that could destroy them both and everything they hold dear. And since we have this one, I'm just gonna go ahead and send it. Twisted Hate and Twisted Lies were 2 5-stars for me, but I don't have the physical copies, so technically I cannot sit here and go like page by page, book by book, synopsis by synopsis for it. But Twisted Hate, masterpiece. Also, Jules is like the girl boss friend we all want in our lives, okay? And then Twisted Lies. And one of you guys might be like, Twisted Games. That plot twist that Anna Huang snuck in there that had us all traumatized for weeks. I gave it like 3 stars because I couldn't. After that, I just couldn't look at the characters the same. I'm sorry. I couldn't. Excuse me. Okay, next we have Powerful, which is the novella in the Powerless series. Look at how much I annotated this. Honestly, my friend Mariah, who literally was like, Reckless is awful. She literally was hating on Reckless so bad. And also, like, I don't know what she rated Powerless, but she said it was like mid. She said it like rated it 3-4 stars. So she rated this one 5 stars. That's how you know it was good, because she literally does not like the Powerless trilogy, because it focuses more on the romance than it does on either. She was like, she cried on this book, and I did too. I cried on Powerless, but I cried even worse on this, because it's kind of like you're saying the exact same thing, but you're seeing it from 2 other completely different perspectives. Okay, so Powerful is actually, and Powerless, our main character is Peyton, and this is her best friend Adina, and we basically get to see her entire point of view of what's going on while Peyton's in the trial. She falls in love, sadly, like I didn't need that in my life. Thanks a lot, Lauren. And yeah, Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. There we go. Adina and Peyton have always been inseparable. Fate brought them together when they were young, but friendship ensured that they would always protect each other and the home they had built in the slums of the Loot Alley. But now Peyton, an ordinary, has been selected for the purging trials, which means almost certain death. Now while on Loot, Adina must fend for herself after she attempts to steal a mysterious man from the market comes to her rescue. Max shadowy past and secretive power set him apart from the other low-level elites of Loot, and as the pair team up to see their loved ones before the trials, the quest tests their loyalty, their loves, and their lives. Really tested our lives there, guys. No jokes. Just beware. This book is a tear fest, as you guys can see from all the tabs. It is a tear fest, and I think I annotated the end, which was like where I was crying. If I didn't, then I'm an idiot. So I had to like reread that ending because I was just like, oh my gosh, and I'm still like holding back tears, y'all. It's literally like the saddest ending ever. Like I could reread that book and I would still burst into tears. Nothing would be changed. Okay, next we actually have Bride, and I was trying to reread this one, but I'm not good with rereads because it always makes me like want to debunk it some more. But I was actually flying through this when I was rereading it. Let me see where I was at. I got like page 130 in like an hour when I was reading this. But then it's like I forgot to pick it back up because I forgot I was rereading it because I didn't put it back on my Fable because I never put my rereads on Fable because it's kind of like I already read it, so you know, no need to add extra date. But annotated this one as well, and as you guys can see, I use like the non-iridescent ones. So as I was going, I was like placing them on like the iridescent ones so you can like see through and everything, so you can actually see what I was annotating. And like this was my first time like ever annotating, so it's like I wasn't annotating a lot of random stuff. I was just like Okay, but it's here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it. But this was literally like such a good book. It was also her first romantasy ever. It was actually really good for a romantasy. I rated this one 5 stars. It was actually the first. No, I read a book before this. But if you guys didn't know, I actually stopped reading for 4 years straight because I used to be an avid reader when I was, you know, a few years ago. But then I stopped reading for like 4 years straight. And then this year was the year that I got back into reading. And this was quite literally like, because I was literally only reading like webtoons at that point, because I would like, that's the only thing I could get through was grabbing novels. But then one day I was on Spotify and I saw audiobooks. And I listened to one of 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙧𝙀's books, which is the next book we're about to go and look at. And that literally got me right back into reading. And then right after that, I listened to Bride, the audiobook, and I literally was in love. And then I got Goodreads, and I got Fable, and like a few months ago, I got Storygraph, and then like all this stuff. So it's like, yeah, it's an entire like journey and everything. And also, I did not know until like a few months ago that Amazon actually owned Goodreads. Amazon, please update your app. Like, you guys are doing these book awards now. We need you to stop sending notifications every single time I update a page, because why am I getting notifications talking about this person marked this as their current reader, this person marked this as their to be read? I don't care. Good for them. Good for them. I only want to see their reviews and any side like blog comments that they post. So but no, you know, Goodreads has to go the extra mile, obviously. So a vampire bride and an alpha werewolf form a dangerous alliance in this enthralling new paranormal romance. Oh my gosh, guys, I can't speak. Misery Lark, weird name I know, but you know, you get used to it after a while. Daughter of a powerful vampire councilman, and is an outcast. Her days of living anonymously among the humans are over. She has been called upon to uphold an alliance between the vampires and their mortal enemies. They're the Wares. Wares are ruthless and unpredictable, and their alpha, Lo Morlin, is no exception. He rules his pack with an absolute authority, but not without justice or feeling. It's clear from the way he tracks Misery's every movement that he does not trust her. If only he knew how right he was. Misery has her own reasons to agree to this marriage of convenience, reasons that have nothing to do with politics or alliances, and everything to do with the only thing she's ever cared about. The only thing she's ever cared about, my gosh, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to get back what's hers. Now, you guys know I don't like dark romance, okay? This is not a dark romance. It's kind of like, it says paranormal romance, but I think it's more of like a romance, because there's nothing paranormal. To me, paranormal is like ghosts and like, you know, zombies and stuff, and like, you know, apocalypses. But this is like vampires and werewolves. Like, that's literally fantasy. So I say it's a fantasy romance, but it is ranked and rated as a paranormal romance. But it's not dark romance, which was good, because I don't like dark romance at all. And yeah. Now, the book that got me into reading, which is the reason why I gave it 5 stars, because it's literally so amazing, Check-in Mate by 𝙤𝙤𝙘𝙧𝙀. Oh my gosh. Literally tapped this one too. Not as much as I do a lot of my other books, but I tabbed this one. I tried to go along with like the bright colors on like the cover and the back cover. As you guys can see, a lot of pastels. Because I got like a large pack of like 6, and now whenever I read and I annotate, I try to like match it with the cover, like the theme of the book, like how I'm feeling, the vibes from the book that like they give me. So yeah, so this book is like actually a trust romance. Really weird for me to get like first thing into. Yeah, it's also her first young adult romance. She likes to experiment a lot with her books, because she's also doing Deep End, previously known as Wet, which is I think it's a sports, I think you could consider it a sports romance. Sports romance is about 2 swimmers. Guys, I'm a swimmer, diver. Yo, I do all the sports, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. But so I'm definitely gonna be getting Deep End, because I want to see if it's accurate representation. Yo, hold on, gotta fix the tripod real quick. But yeah, Check-in Mate. Mallory Greenleaf is done with chess. Every move counts nowadays. After the sport led to the destruction of her family 4 years earlier, Mallory's focus is on her mom, her sisters, and the dead-end job that keeps the lights on. That is, until she begrudgingly agrees to play one last charity tournament, and inevitably wipes the board with notorious king killer Nolan Sawyer, current world champion and reigning bad boy of chess. Nolan's loss to an unknown rookie shocks everyone, especially Mallory. What's even more confusing, his desire to cross pawns again. What kind of gambit is Nolan? Okay, what kind of gambit is Nolan playing, guys? I thought I messed that word up. The smart move would be to walk away, resign, game over. But Mallory's victory opens the door to a sorely needed cash prize, and despite everything, she can't help feeling drawn to the end. Guys, please don't put no big words over here. No, I can't read today. Enigmatic strategist. Okay, we're just gonna say strategist. As she rockets up the ranks, Mallory struggles to keep her family safely separated from the game that wrecked it in the first place. And as her first love for the sport she is so desperately wanted to hate begins to rekindle, Mallory quickly realizes that the games are only on board. The spotlight is harder than she imagined, and the competition can be fiercely attractive and intelligent and infuriating. It was a good book. I'm just gonna say that. It was a good book, honestly. It was really amazing. I enjoyed myself the entire time. Now, we have a lot of thrillers here real quick. The rest of the stack is literally just thrillers. No, we're almost done, I promise. This is like, after this stack, we have one more stack. After this stack, I promise. Hashtag murder trending, killed post repeat. By Gretchen McNeil. I feel like I haven't been saying the author's names. This one I read when I was on a trip in Texas, and I have a vlog of me like going to Texas, not me reading it. It was like, I don't think I talked too much in that vlog, but you guys can go check it out. It's on my channel now. I'm not gonna promise anything that's gonna be up in this corner, because y'all, I don't really align the stuff, so I have a lot of videos that play throughout the corner, so please watch those videos after this video. But the Texas vlog, I don't think I'm gonna be able to, because it's from a few months ago, and YouTube has it doesn't let me after this. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? But yeah, that's quite literally it. But at Dr. Confusion B Pop, some 17-year-old chick named 𝙎𝙤𝙬𝙬 was just sent to Alcatraz 2.0 for killing her stepsister. So how long do you think she'll last? At Morris Davis 72195. I hope she meets justice. She'll get what's coming to her. Wahahaha. At Elton John Forevers. Me, I think Dee's innocent, and I hope she can survive. Welcome to the near future, where good and honest citizens can enjoy watching the executions of society's most infamous and convicted villains, streaming live on the Postman's app from the suburbanized prison island Alcatraz 2.0. When 17-year-old 𝙎𝙤𝙬𝙬 wakes up in a haze lying on the ground of a dimly lit warehouse, she realizes she's about to be the next victim of the app. Knowing hardened criminals are getting a taste of their own medicine in this place is one thing, but he refuses to roll over and die for a heinous crime she didn't commit. Can Dee and her newly formed posse, the Death Row Breakfast Club, prove she's innocent before she ends up wrongfully murdered for the world to see? Or will the Postman's cast of executors kill them off one by one? It was a good book. It was a good book. That's all I can say. It was a really, really, really good book. And that's quite literally all I can tell you. Yeah. Next one we have is, hold on, I'm going to do these in the order that they were published. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. I feel like I don't even have to explain this one. You can go up there and anyone will give you an honest review on why. And I feel like, I can't explain why, because it was such an amazing book, and it has me in a chokehold. And don't mind my damaged copy. I literally spilled water on it a day after I started reading it a few months ago, the beginning of the year. So yeah. Oh my gosh. And honestly, I did not see the ending coming. Not even gonna lie, I was just like, what? See, that's the thing with Holly Jackson. She takes characters, she wants us not to focus on certain characters, because then she puts those at the end of the book. But it's she makes it so that we don't focus on certain characters. She'll make it so that they're obvious, they seem a little too obvious, but then she'll make them not in the picture. And then they'll be that person at the end. Because it was did we see these characters multiple times throughout the book, and was oh yeah, for investigation purposes and everything. But no, you would never guess that the people that did the crime, you would not imagine that they did the time. Just saying, okay? This is the story of an investigation turned obsession. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. It was all anyone could talk about, and 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. Now, a senior herself, Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her final project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation, but soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent, and the line between past and present begins to blur. Someone in Fairview doesn't want Pip digging around for answers, and now her own life might be in danger. And I have no regrets buying this book, rating this book 5 stars because it was a 5-star. That's all I gotta say. It was literally 5-star worthy. Honestly, amazing book, really good. Next one we have is skipping Good Girl Bad Blood and Killjoy As Good As Dead, because Good Girl Bad Blood I think I rated like 3 or 4 stars, and then Killjoy was like literally a novella. I rated like 2-3 stars. So yeah, this one I feel like, well, obviously read these in order because a lot ties into this book from like the past books, but I feel like if you read the other ones and you're like hesitant on this one, get it right now, read it right now, but only if you can take a lot of gore. It's not too descriptive, but it's descriptive enough where you can imagine it. It's kind of like, oh my gosh, what's going on here? It's kind of like One of Us is Lying, you know how we have it at the end of the book. It's like that. I know I said I didn't like that book. I'm still gonna make references to it because there's things like that I can reference it to. I don't know. I just bit my tongue. You'll never think of Good Girls the same way again. Pip is still haunted by the way her last investigation ended. She, by the way, once again, you have to read the book before this one because a lot ties into this one. She's used to online death threats in the wake of her viral true crime podcast. But soon the threats escalate and Pip realizes that someone is following her in real life. When Pip discovers a connection between her new stalker and a local serial killer, she finds herself in the center of another case. Will her good girl ways die with her, or as the deadly games play out, will Pip risk losing everyone she loves, including herself? It was a crazy book. That's literally all I can tell you. It was literally a crazy, outrageous, what the heck did I just read kind of book, honestly. And since we're on the Holly Jackson train, I Survive by Holly Jackson. I feel like for this one I predicted the ending correctly, but it didn't make it any less shocking, you know, because like it's kind of like with certain books where you love it, it's like, oh yeah, I can already see like who's guilty and who's not guilty, but it doesn't make it any less shocking. It's kind of just like, oh my gosh, wait, I was actually right, and I was like wait, I was right. Oh my gosh, like I was right. That's kind of not what I was going for. And like you're kind of like shocked, and like the story in and of itself, it's like I thought the story would be boring because like we're sitting in a minivan trying to solve mysteries. It's gonna be so boring. But Holly Jackson always comes through. You know what that means? That means we got an amazing book right here. 5 Survive by Holly Jackson. 8 hours, 6 friends, 5 survive. Red Kenny is on a road trip for spring break with 5 friends. Her best friend and her older brother, his perfect girlfriend, Red's secret crush, and a classmate and a killer. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait a second. What? Weren't there already 5? The 6th is literally the killer. But that means it was already 5 in the first place. That's literally genius. Unless I'm just like stupid and I forgot the 6th friend. When their RV breaks down in the middle of nowhere with no cell service, they soon realize that this is no accident. They have been trapped by someone out there in the dark, someone who clearly wants one of them dead. With 8 hours until dawn, the 6 friends must escape or figure out which one of them is the target. But is there a liar among them? Buried secrets will be forced to light, and tensions inside the RV will reach deadly levels. Not all of them will survive the night. I mean, it's true. One of them didn't survive, thankfully. Oh, I don't think I can say that. It was really a crazy, shocking book. Okay, last pile for the video. Powerless by Lauren Roberts. Y'all did not expect me to sit here and throw on powerful and not throw on powerless, did you guys? Who do you guys think I am? Hunted, hunter, destined for each other. Do you see these annotations? Did you not watch the reading vlog? If you didn't, you need to go watch that reading vlog right now because the reading vlog was amazing. It was actually so fun to film as well. But go read the reading vlog. Go watch the reading vlog too. You guys can actually read Powerless along with me, but just know that vlog does have spoilers. A lot of my reading vlogs have spoilers. Because I like to talk about, I like to hold back my thoughts and opinions on the book. But this book was really quite amazing. Hold on. Okay. Peyton, the ordinary survivor. I've never been looked at like it's a privilege to be in my presence, an honor to hold my gaze, a gift to get a glimpse of me, not until I met him. Kai, Prince, Elite, Enforcer. Oh my gosh. If I had to be her enemy, I want it to be because she loves herself for wanting me. She is the very thing he has spent his whole life hunting. He is the very thing she has spent her whole life pretending to be. And fate ensured that they would find each other. There's another one, guys. Only the extraordinary belong in the kingdom of 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙀, the exceptional, the elites. The elites have possessed powers for decades, gifted to them by the plague, which those born ordinary are just that, banished from the kingdom of 𝙎𝙤𝙘 and shunned from society. No one knows this better than Peyton Gray, an ordinary posing as a sidekick to blend in with the elites. But when she unwittingly saves one of the 𝙎𝙤𝙘's princes, 𝙎𝙤𝙘𝙀, she's thrown into the... You know what happened. If the trials and the opponents within them don't kill her, the prince she's fighting feelings for will if he discovers what Peyton is. Completely ordinary. It was a good book. It's a good book. Really good book, honestly. I love this so much. Next one we have... Oh my gosh. Maybe I need to crack the spine a bit, y'all. Wait, hold on. I'm sorry. This is stiff. Okay, there we go. Model Behavior by Sierra Spencer. This is actually an indie author, self-published book, and I'm like so glad I have like an indie author being one of my advisor reads. This was actually one of the first ever arcs that I ever read, and I read this book. It is a sports X model romance. It was literally so cute. I loved it so much, and like as soon as I finished the book, I was like, no, it's over. Like I don't want it to be over. I don't want it to be over at all. Yeah. Serena was kissing me like she... Oh, wait. Guys, I can't say that. Wait, unless I can. Because technically it's on the back of the book, so it wouldn't be spoiling anything. Whatever. I'll let you guys see it if you guys want to. Serena McPherson's mind races faster than the camera shutters as her photo gets taken. Flashing lights and magazine spreads are her life. Liam Richer has smoother skills on the ice than off it, and he'd rather avoid the limelight at all costs. When Liam gets talked into doing a photo shoot to announce his new residency as a hockey captain, he leans into Serena's help on set, literally. Their on-camera chemistry has rumors flying around about them. Surely there has to be something real about it. It's books like this that always have me like questioning, like, actual celebrity relationships. Like, are they fake? Are they real? Like, what are they, y'all? Next one is Coraline, and also let's take a look at the cover real quick. I'm trying to like, get it so you guys can like see the detail. If you guys watched Coraline and you read the book, you would understand like the details on the book. I promise it's not grease, y'all. It's literally the details. Because if you look at it like this, you can literally see like there's a rat, there's hands, there's a needle, another rat, you know, more hands, you know, other stuff. So yeah. When Coraline stepped through her door to find another house strangely similar to her own, only better, things seem marvelous. But there's another mother there, and another father, and they want her to stay and be their little girl. They want to change her and never let her go. Coraline will have to fight with all her wits and courage if she is to save herself and return to her ordinary life. I was gonna say, y'all, before you guys read this one, if you guys already watched the movie before, this one has illustrations, and also it's different from the movie. There's a lot of things that are in the movie that are not in the book, and a lot of things that are in the book that are most definitely not in the movie. Like, you guys will see scenes where she's, like, standing on the phone with, like, the police, and you don't see that in the movie. You don't see that in the movie. Next one we have is The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I don't think I butchered it this time, y'all. This was actually a good thriller. At first, I was gonna rate it, like, 3-4 stars, but then the plot twist came, and I was like, oh. So that's what this is. Okay. Alicia Benderson's life 𝙎𝙤𝙨's life is seemingly perfect until one night when her husband Gabriel returns home late from work and Alicia shoots him 5 times in the face and then never speaks another word. Alicia's refusal to talk or give any kind of explanation turns a domestic tragedy into a mystery that captures the public's imagination. And she, the silent patient, is hidden away from the tabloids at the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. Criminal psychotherapist 𝙎𝙤𝙀𝙀 is captivated by Alicia's story and jumps at the opportunity to work with her. His determination to get her to talk and unravel the mystery of why she shot her husband will take down a path more unexpected and more terrifying than he ever imagined. No words, because if I say something, it's definitely going to spoil everything. Honestly. My voice there. And the last book we have, because I said once we're going to only do my physical copies, Eleanor and Park by Rainbow Rowell. This book had me in tears and had me laughing and giggling, and also I got this one from Amazon, so I don't know if it's supposed to have all these scuff marks on the back, but I'm going to pretend that they are supposed to be there and everything. But this is by Rainbow Rowell. It was such an emotional book, and I was like, oh my gosh, wait. And like the ending is kind of just like, oh my gosh, what? And you're on edge the entire time, but it's a romance, if that makes sense. Two misfits, one extraordinary love. Eleanor, red hair, wrong clothes, standing behind him until he turned his head, lying beside him until he wakes up, making everyone else seem drabber and flatter and never good enough. Eleanor. Park. He knows she'll love a song before he plays it for her. He laughs at her jokes before she even gets to the punchline. There's a place on his chest just below his throat that makes her want to keep his promise. Park. Said over the course of one school year, this is the story of two star-crossed 16-year-olds smart enough to know that first love almost never lasts, but brave and desperate enough to try. It was really such an amazing book, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. But I hope you guys found some books to add to your TBR for the year of 2025. Literally, these were all 5 stars for me. That does not mean that these will be 5 stars for you, but I did want to just go ahead and take this time to give you guys some book recommendations. I am hoping to continue posting until the end of December. If you guys have watched my previous videos, I told you guys that my phone broke, so I have not been really consistent, but I'm hoping to bring back my consistency because now that my phone is like working again, I got it fixed and everything. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and notification bells so you guys never from this video, and I'll see you all next video, I think.